Hello everyone, this is Evie the Original Master here with a new discussion video on an idea for a Super Mario 3D game that is like no other Mario 3D game that we've seen throughout the years. Now, a lot of people right now are predicting what could be the next big Mario game for 2021, and lots of people have ideas for, once again, a sequel to a follow up of an already existing game, like Super Mario Sunshine 2, a Super Mario Odyssey 2, a Super Mario Galaxy 3. And even though those ideas sounds great, I would kind of disagree on that. Is because that I would rather have an original new game on an idea that we've never seen before. And that idea that I had in mind is a Mario game that is kind of like a survival game. It's a 3D survival game in the veins of Pikmin and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, what I mean by Pikmin, I mean this game doesn't play exactly like Pikmin, but that game is more like a strategy type of survival game, is because you have to survive on this planet and you have to like gather Pikmin and throw them at objects and make them get things before time runs out and stuff like that. But that's not what the game I'm here to talk about is. So this idea for a Super Mario 3D survival game is that Mario is washed up on this deserted island and he needs to find a way to escape from this island before he dies, basically. So Mario, because he was washed up on this island, he lost all of his food, he lost all of his water, and his clothes are completely torn out. So Mario has to travel through this big deserted island. It's a really huge island with many different paths and areas for you to explore to build your way to survival. Now, some of the ideas that I had for this Super Mario survival game that is, and it's a 3D platformer survival game, meaning that it's more of a open world type of game like Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario 64 and Sunshine, but it's more into that. So, the game has a day cycle, meaning that there are different days that you have to complete a task in order for yourself to survive on this island and make sure you escape safely. So in the game, Mario has to build like shelters. Like you can build shelters in the game by going out to the island and finding materials such as wood. Mario might need wood to build his shelter. He might need to build a campfire in order to cook food, and he has to defeat enemies if he wants to survive and eat, basically. So yes, I actually had the idea that Mario can actually defeat his enemies and basically cook them as a food source. Yeah, I know that sounds dark and weird, but that's how you survive out there in the wilderness, is that you have to eat something by actually killing animals and eating their organs, I guess. And then we can also find fruits or types of things out there that you could survive on. So yeah, you can defeat enemies, you can cook them to earn a food source. There's also weapons you can actually get in the game. There's I probably had an idea for like a I don't know, there's like a special shop that's sitting out there in the middle of nowhere. A toad could be running a shop there, or like a human Native American dude or something. I don't know, something that we've never seen before in a Mario game. I would like to see in the Super Mario survival game that I had in mind. There's also a boss battles, of course. There's Mario defeats different boss battles, which are basically these island creatures or these woodland creatures. It could be like a giant, I don't know, a fish. You could like defeat a fish that Mario goes underwater. He basically goes underwater to find like some material. Then he ends up finding this fish that he has to defeat. There's also trying to think of another boss idea. Well, I'm not gonna come up with types of bosses. I'm just gonna say that you can defeat bosses in this game, and they'll give you weapons or items if you defeat them. And yeah, so that's another thing that I would like to see in the Super Mario survival game. Oh yeah, now for the weapons that I want to talk about. So the weapons that Mario can actually collect in this game are similar weapons that is from Breath of the Wild. Like there's swords, you can like get clubs, spears, harpoons. Yeah, you got these type of weapons that are used for hunting that Mario could use to defeat his enemies and cook them up as food and earn health. So speaking about health, ways that Mario could lose his health is very unique. So there's basically two type of UI meters that Mario has in the game. There's a health meter and there's a hunger meter. So the health meter is pretty obvious that if you get hit by an enemy, you lose a piece of your health. If you lose up all your health, you'll then you'll respawn back to the last spot where you've died. And you can also lose health if Mario's hunger meter is very low. So if Mario's hunger meter is very low, Mario will start panting, meaning that he is hungry, he needs something to eat. So you have to stop what you're doing, go out and find some food before Mario starves to death, because he can't survive on this island without food. So you have to make sure you go through this island, find as many food as you can, and feed up Mario so he can be able to survive on this island. And yeah, so another character that I had in mind that could be in this game is Toadsworth. Toadsworth is an overdue character that Nintendo is completely forgetting his existence, and he seriously needs to return in this game. Is because that Toad and Toadette they need to stop getting all the attention, and it's time for us to say hello to Toadsworth again, because he can come back in a new Mario game if Nintendo can. I mean, Nintendo has all the creative possibilities to bring back Toadsworth and make him a more better character, but they just threw him out the window because they just ran out of ideas for him, even though they can come up with more ideas for him, but they just choose not to because they're Nintendo and all they care about is money, and that's it. So yeah, Toadsworth is end up so Mario ends up finding Toadsworth on this island, and he tells Mario how he got himself stranded on the island. So the two actually team up to actually come up with a plan of how they can escape the island and get back to the Mushroom Kingdom before everyone starts to wonder where they're at. And then Bowser, he's the final boss in this game. He actually has a backstory of how he got himself stranded on the island as well. He's probably taking a much needed vacation to get himself away from Mario. And because Mario found Bowser on the island, Bowser gets extremely angry at Mario, and then he tries to defeat him while he's out relaxing on his vacation. So basically, Bowser is on vacation on this island. That's the reason why how Mario ended up finding him as the final boss. The idea for this final boss, I had an idea of Bowser actually dressing up as like a native islander. He has like a hula skirt, a spear, has like this paint makeup. He's wearing like a tiki mask, and if you like knock the tiki mask out of his face, that's when you can start striking at him to defeat him. All right, so that's pretty much all of the ideas that I have for a Super Mario 3D survival game. You have to build shelters to sleep in. It's under a day mechanic, meaning that each day has an objective. And what happened is that if you don't clear that objective on that given day, you can either try to clear the objective, you can restart the day again, or you can move on to the next day. But if you end up moving on to the next day, if you don't end up clearing the last day's objective, you will not get a perfect ending for the game, because this game will have different endings of how Mario escapes from this island. There's a good ending, there's a bad ending, and there's a great ending. And yeah, so I'm not going to explain how the endings are going to work out, but I'm just going to say that this game will have a different ending depending on how well you clear each objective to escape from this island. So yeah, you have to build shelters, there's weapons, Mario has to defeat enemies and cook them as a food source to gain more health. Toadsworth is in the game, who gives out a backstory of how he got ended up stranded on the island. And yeah, so they both team up later in the game to actually escape the island together, so they can get back to the Mushroom Kingdom with Princess Peach and Toad and the other characters in the Mario universe. So what about Luigi? I think I believe Luigi could be in the game, but I don't know what type of role he'll have. I think Luigi is in the game, but he's only in the opening cutscene because Luigi has nothing to do with this. It has nothing to do with Mario being stranded on this island. He's actually in the game, but he's not playable because Luigi doesn't always have to be playable. I'm sorry, you guys. I know you guys like Luigi a lot, but I don't have to see. He doesn't always have to be playable in everything because, I mean, Nintendo can do that. You can actually give a break with Luigi, and I don't see a need for Luigi to be playable in this game. I just wanted this to be Mario, and that's it. So, sorry. Alright, so that is my idea for a Super Mario 3D game in the veins of a survival game where Mario is stranded on an island. He has to explore this island to find materials to build shelters and make sure he can find a place to survive and find a way to escape from the island and avoid getting attacked by dangerous creatures, hazards, and all that stuff. So, what are your thoughts about this idea for a game, for a 3D Mario survival game? I would like to hear your thoughts in the description below. Oh, sorry, in the comments below. I'm sorry, I screwed that up completely. I would like to hear your thoughts on the comment section below. And a little bit of update about the Thomas and Friends Crash video. I have started working on it yesterday, and the video so far is doing pretty good. I'm having lots of fun with it, and I can't wait to release it whenever I'm done with it. So please keep your patience because this project is going to be lots of fun and it's going to be worth your time. Alright, that's the video, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with more content. Goodbye.